A very good afternoon to all of you with great love, and a very warm welcome to this very special webinar we are having on the auspicious occasion of the 102nd birthday of our very revered Soli Tavaria ji. And I have spoken about him, the kind of personal relationship that I had with him and how he showered his love upon me and kindled the same love in my heart. So, as usual, we will start the program with the opening mantras, which is the last stanza of the Shiva Manas Puja. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Atma tvam girija matihi sahacharah prana shariram griham ujate vishayopabogarachana nidra samadhisthitihi sancarah padayo pradakshina vidhi stotrani sarva giro yad yad karma karomi tat tadakhilam shambho tavaradhanam karacharana kritam vak kayajam karmajam va shravananayana jam va manasam va paradham vihitam avihitam va sarvametat kshamasva jaya jaya karunabhe Shri Mahadev Shambho Jaya Jaya Karunabhe Shri Mahadev Shambho Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. And it is my great pleasure to introduce Sri Rajen Vakil, who is our guest speaker for today. Can we pin Rajen Bhai? Yes. So Rajen Bhai I would say Rajen Bhai was born into spirituality because his father was a great disciple of Osho. And it was from his father that Rajen Bhai learned to meditate. And in the course of this life, he was destined for things much greater. So he kept on meeting one master after the other. I will not go into the details because I want to keep the secret alive, and I would request Rajen Bhai to take another session where he can speak about his journey with different masters. And this journey went along very well. And finally, he met Soli Tavaria ji in 1988, I believe, Rajen Bhai? 1988?
1988, yes.
Yes. And that is when he just, found his anchor, and he sat at the feet of Soli Bhai, learnt everything from him. And shortly before Soli Bhai left his body, he asked him to carry on his work and spread his message to this world. And that is what Rajen Bhai has been doing since 1994. So we are very fortunate to have him with us. And when we connect to a master, what is the most beneficial way to connect with him? Perhaps the best way is to learn what he has taught. And Rajen Bhai is here to speak about the refining exercises that Soli Bhai taught. And that is something which is very close to his heart, and he has spread it throughout the world, traveling to so many countries. So we really are very fortunate to have you, Rajan Bhai, with us. And now the session is all yours. But thank you again for having come here and having been with us.
Pleasant good evening to everyone. And thank you for inviting me here, and a special thanks to Gurji. We'll start with the exercises and we'll go on from there. I met Mr. Tavaria, as he said, in 1988, and I was searching for something. And the minute I saw him when he was giving his lecture in the Grant Road studio, I knew that he had what I was looking for. Before him, I had gone through many masters, and every time when they left, it left a kind of sadness, depression upon me. So I knew that time with the teacher is always limited. And in that time, we have to learn to walk on our own feet. And so a really journey of real conscious effort started from there. And I think I was walking on my feet a few weeks before he left. Now, the core of Mr. Tavaria's teaching is a few simple exercises. These are called the refining exercises. Together with that, he taught a way of breathing all 24 hours, which is not an exercise. So today I'm going to take the refining exercises and the rhythmic breathing, which is not an exercise, but which we learn as an exercise, and slowly it becomes a habit, just as our normal breathing is a habit. Health is total health: physical, emotional, mental. I may be physically healthy, I go to the gym, etc. But if I get upset in small matters, if I lose my temper very easily, I get irritated very easily, then I'm physically healthy, but I'm emotionally unhealthy. So health is physical, health is emotional, health is mental. In all of us, there's a monkey chattering. Even as I'm talking to you, the inner monkey is trying to, decipher everything I say. It is putting pros and cons. And when we come down to the fact, we are not really listening to the speaker. We are listening to the monkey which is chattering inside. And it is man's real destiny to calm this monkey. Because unless he calms this monkey, he cannot see the universe which is beyond the monkey. It's like a big, veil, a big parda over there where he can't see beyond. And so to clear his vision, to bring real darshan in his life, the first step is to calm this inner monkey. So when we talk of these exercises, they are not just physical exercises. They are physical, emotional, and mental. They work on all the three layers of our being. But they are very simple. And in Zen, there's a saying, it is too clear and therefore hard to see. So don't just take them as simple breathing exercises. They go very deep into the system and they bring about an immense transformation. Now, in certain areas of our body, we accumulate what is called knots, granthis. The first is the chest area. The chest area, this area. This is the area where we accumulate the knot of impatience. And it accumulates. I mean, we are all very impatient people. You have to just stand on the other station and see how life is moving. And every time we are impatient, a knot forms over here and that accumulates. Over a period of time, I form a knot of impatient where my whole nature becomes an impatient nature. And it leads to diseases of this area, physical diseases of this area. It could be blockages, problems with breathing, lungs, etc. So we have to do an exercise which dissolves all the impatience which I've accumulated from childhood. And in dissolving that, it brings harmony, it brings what you call relaxation to this area. And when this area is relaxed, I can't get upset. I can't be impatient, because for me to be impatient, the muscles of this area have to tighten. So it's a very simple thing. Now the exercise is very simple. So I'll just show it to you. We put our hands over here like this, and we breathe in, pushing the chest out. So put your hands here. We have somebody demonstrating the exercises, so you can look at her. Her name is Nikita, and you can follow what she's doing. Okay. Now, these exercises are done on a rhythm. And the rhythm is 1, 2, 3 to breathe in, 5, 6 to breathe out. We don't count 4 because between breathing in and breathing out is a small gap. If we go to count that gap, it becomes too long. So if I throw a ball in the sky, at one point, that ball is neither going up, neither going down. But if I go to count it, it's already going down. So that gap between the in-breath and the out-breath cannot be counted. So we say it is 4. So we breathe in 1, 2, 3, and we breathe out 5, 6. Please listen to the music. Then we'll go ahead with the exercise. Can everybody hear the music? Hear them? Okay, put your hands over here. Hands on the chest. Breathe into the chest, 1, 2, 3. Breathe out, 5, 6. With the music, 1, 2, 3 in, 5, 6 out. One, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, we'll stop here. Okay, now this rhythm, it repeats 36 times in a minute. Each exercise has to be done for 1 minute only. So if you count 36 breaths, it is 1 minute. Or you can download the music. We have an app. You just go to the Play Store, download the app, and you play. There's a 1 minute timer there, so it will stop after 1 minute. Now, it looks simple, but all this area of ours is usually blocked, especially the small places between the ribs. So as the breath goes in there and pushes everything out, slowly this area will be free of all that we have accumulated. Now, if we do this for 6 months, we will see that after 6 months, we are not getting easily upset about something. We are not losing our temper on something. a certain degree of patience has come in our lives. Actually, I say on this whole, what do you call, spiritual journey, we have only one girlfriend and her name is Patience. So just by doing this one simple exercise, a lot of patience will come up in our lives, and with that, a lot of understanding. So it looks very simple, but just by starting this 1 minute every day, you'll feel this whole area is so relaxed, and a lot of things will change because of that. Now, we'll go through the exercises again when I finish with them. The second exercise, I'll stand up and show you. We put our hands on the stomach over here with the little finger in line with the navel, and we breathe in, pushing the stomach out. 1, 2, 3, push the stomach out with the breath as if you're pumping air into a tire. 5, 6, pull in the muscles of the stomach and breathe out. Now, this is a little difficult, this exercise, because many of us, when we do pranayama, when we breathe in, the stomach goes in. When you breathe in this exercise, the stomach goes out. So it's very different. And when you pull in the muscles, you're forcing the breath out, right? And let's try doing this exercise with the music. 1, 2, 3 in, 5, 6 out. Please look at Nikita, she's showing the exercise. 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. 3, 5, 1, 2, 3. Please be careful that when you breathe in, the stomach goes out. Again, this has to be done for 36 times. Now, this area over here, especially the solar plexus area, it is the area of fear. It is the area of animalism. And we must become aware of this animalism. Whenever we feel, what do you call, a dislike for anything, whenever we have a dislike for anything, if that dislike connects to this center over here, then a kind of force comes in that dislike. Either I'll feel irritated, I will feel anger, or I'll feel something. So that force comes from here. This is the force of all our animal patterns. It's lying in this area. For a seeker on the path, this is very, very important, because all negative emotions have force. I could be very, very tired from working the whole day. I don't have the energy to even lift my hand. But if you insult me, suddenly I feel forced to throw anger at you. Where does that force come from? That force comes from here. And that force has to be refined. A spiritual seeker, he gets rid of the anger and he traps the force. He takes the force. It is this force which in yoga is called as Kundalini. Right? So can we extract that force? Now, as long as the patterns are animal inside, of animal nature inside, The minute I don't like you, I'm going to feel this animal force coming to either say something to you or give you a piece of my mind or whatever. So I have to work with this area, this solar plexus area. A lot of work has to be done because many people, they rise in meditation, they rise a little, the solar plexus pulls them down. And it is this solar plexus which has to be cleaned. So the first thing is that our animal passions, which we must refine over here. If you've heard the story of Hercules, and Hercules was asked to clean a stable in 24 hours. And that stable in yoga is called as the Manipur Chakra. And he didn't know how to clean it in 24 hours, so that he saw a river and he changed the course of the river so that the river cleaned the stable. This is one of the, tasks of Hercules. Of course, the river is the Swadhisthana Chakra, which is always going out, which he turned inwards. But what I'm trying to say is that this area needs great cleaning. And it is when you do this exercise over here, this special exercise with rhythm, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Over a long period of time, we are free of our animal nature. This is a very big thing, because that means we are free of evolution. The body has come from evolution, but the divine is not a part of evolution. The divine comes to meet the evolved body. And if the evolved body wants to pull the divine back into the lower part, and it is these patterns which want to pull it back. So we must, this simple exercise works with these patterns. It brings rhythm and balance to the solar plexus area. Second thing, it works on fear. The greatest disease in today's world is what is going to happen tomorrow, right? Everybody, I'll go to an astrologer. Will my daughter get a good husband tomorrow, right? Everybody wants to know what will happen tomorrow. And of course, a yogi knows that tomorrow is just a repetition of the past. Look into the past, you know what is tomorrow. But this, this pattern of fear which we hold on to. And many, many enlightened people, including Gautam Buddha, they worked so hard with fear and still could not conquer fear. So this is a very simple exercise. It works on fear in this area. And the knot of fear will slowly dissolve in this area, the knot of fear. Another thing is in this area, this stomach area, we have a lot of glands and organs, the stomach, the intestines, the liver on the right, the spleen on the left, the kidneys at the back, and most important, we have the pancreas. So when we are doing these exercises, the second exercise, 2, 3, 5, 6, we are massaging all the organs and glands in this area. And this is very good for the glands. So just one simple exercise, 1 minute a day, done in this rhythm, and it gives immense benefits, so many benefits. The world is a different place when we are free from fear. When we are free from tomorrow, then our eyes see a different world totally. And it is this, knot of fear, which we must make a conscious effort to dissolve. Okay. Now, from where I'm sitting, I won't be able to demonstrate the third exercise. So Nikita will demonstrate the third exercise. In this exercise, we'll have to put her on the screen. In this exercise, you stretch your legs, and try to catch your toes. If you cannot catch your toes, catch wherever you can, even in between. But don't keep your hands hanging in the air. Don't keep them hanging in the air. Right? But now hanging, don't keep them hanging in the air. Right. Okay. And look up. Look up. Now breathe with the stomach and chest both. Both go in, both go out. 1, 2, 3 in, 5, 6 out. Start, just breathe with her. Okay, we'll do it with the music. 1, 2, 3 in, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. Again, this is 36 times 1 minute of this exercise. And this is a combination of the first exercise and the second exercise. That is, in the first exercise, we did the chest. Second exercise, we did the stomach. Now in the third, both go out, both go in. That is both. Now, when the air moves through the small passages in between the ribs, one of the best things that happens over here is that as we grow old, you know, I look at you and I can't remember your name. And it is this forgetfulness, these small forgetfulnesses. And we'll suddenly see there's a massive improvement in 6 months. I mean, we look at a person we know, we are not in that gap, you know, grasping for somebody's name or something. So just this pushing the air into the gaps between the ribs has a tremendous effect on memory. It has a tremendous effect on the signals which move through the brain, and they'll move much faster. And so it changes the way the brain works. So now, this exercise is mainly for the backbone. The backbone is the shock absorber of the body. If I fall down, the shock has to be absorbed by the backbone. But if I fall down, I'm going to get a slip disc because my backbone is full of all kinds of stress. Even now, if somebody comes and gives you a back massage, you'll feel so good. You know? So the backbone is holding on to a lot of stuff. And these are mainly acids. I get angry on you. Acid doesn't go in your backbone, it goes in my backbone, right? And slowly, 2 inches on either side of the backbone, I accumulate acid. And those acids have to be neutralized. It's very important. In yoga, they have an asana. It is called as Paschim Tan. Paschim means the back, the west. The west is the back. Tan means to pull the west, where you're pulling the west. Now, when you pull the west, certain things start happening in the sacrum area. The first is that there is a small pump over there, which is called the sacral pump. And this asana, the pulling the west asana, it activates this pump called the sacral pump. Now, one day I hope to go deeper into the aspects of breathing, but let us just try to have a look at breath over here a little. One thing which modern science cannot find an answer to is why we have 2 nostrils. Because nature doesn't do anything just like that. And if the lungs need air to breathe, then 1 hole would have done. Definitely, God didn't make a nose to make me look beautiful or something, right? There must have been some purpose behind it. So yoga says that when we breathe in, what goes in over here is breath plus something called prana, right? And that goes in. Now here yoga says at this point over here, they separate. They both go on different paths. When they go in, they're together. But when they come over here, they separate. The breath goes in the lungs and the prana goes into a nadi. On the right side, it is called as the Pingla nadi. On the left side, it is called as the Ida nadi. So whichever nostril is working, the breath and the prana goes in. They both separate their pathways over here. The breath goes in the lungs. The prana wraps around, the nadi wraps around the backbone and takes the prana to a place right down over here called the perineum. What happens to the prana after that is a very, very fascinating journey, but we'll take it some other time. Now, the prana circulates. And the pranic body has two lungs, which are called as Mooladhara and Swadhisthana. And just as the lungs circulates the blood and purifies the blood, similarly, something is done with prana there. And when we sit in the Paschim Tan Asana, that is pulling the West Asana, we are activating a pump in the sacrum, which pushes the prana up the backbone. And it cleans the backbone. I don't know if when we were in NCC in school, we had to clean our rifles before the parade. And they had a pull through to clean the rifle, right? Similarly, this exercise is a pull through for the backbone. We are cleaning the backbone. And it's a very powerful exercise. So when we are stretching, we catch our toes and we are breathing with this. We are in this asana. We are rotating the breath at 36 at a fast speed. And the prana is moving up and down the backbone. And it is cleaning all the blockages. I may have accumulated, I'm 66 years old, so I may have accumulated 66 years of anger. But the prana is cleaning all that. And it relaxes the backbone. And many things start happening after that. And one of the things which will start happening is I will feel as if there's some energy which is down, which was always going out in excitement. I see something beautiful in a store, it goes out in an excitement. When I'm young, I see a beautiful girl and it goes out in excitement. And that energy which was always, which is habituated to move out in excitement, because I have cleaned a new pipeline for it, right? It starts moving up in that pipeline. And when it moves up, it brings about tremendous changes in our body-brain system. You know, they say, Shiva made this universe. We just had a prayer to Shiva. And Shiva was a lazy person. He said that, I don't want to make this universe. So he created Shakti. And he said, you go make the universe. I'm just watching. I like to be a watcher. And she had to go and make the universe. But in her heart, she always felt that she wanted to go back to Shiva. Right? And so Shiva is up here in the Bindu Chakra. Shakti is right down over there. And Shakti wants to go back to Shiva, but God has created only one pipeline for her to go back to Shiva, and that is the backbone. Right? And people sit in meditation. People do all kinds of yoga. People do all kinds of prayers, so many things. But in the end, scientific spirituality says that Shakti is down, Shiva is up. If Shakti wants to go to meet Shiva, the pipeline must be cleaned first. If you have a blocked pipeline, she can't go up. Right? Whatever you're doing, you may be practicing so many things, but you have to clean the pipeline for her to go up. Right? So this is a very, very important exercise. And when we do this exercise, we are cleaning that pipeline. And I can tell you something, that if the pipeline is clean, on her own, she wants to go up. We don't have to do anything about it. She wants to go back to meet Shiva. Things will start happening on their own. Now, like I said, the backbone is a shock absorber of the body, and physical shocks, but emotional shocks. And it's very important to digest and absorb emotional and mental shocks in life. Many people, just one small shock, somebody close has died or somebody this has happened, and they can waste their whole lives just regretting about that. So we'll do this exercise. That is 1 minute of this exercise. It will bring about this inner transformation. I just want to add, because many of us seem to be quite old. I'm 66. The backbone is the most important, organ we need to help us at the moment of death, to be able to maintain consciousness from this dimension to that dimension. It is the backbone, which is the pillar which helps us. So please do this exercise, third exercise. Now, these 3 exercises, they are done with the music. First, the second on the stomach, the third stretching the hands with the legs. Now, the next 3 exercises, there's no music, but they're equally important. The 4th one is very simple. We take 1 deep breath in 5 installments. 5 installments. Breathe out forcefully from the mouth. Try to see that the breath comes from the navel when you breathe out. You breathe out from the navel. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 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 1 minute will be about 20 rounds. Now, this exercise is the stacking up exercise. So Mr. Tavaria used to call it the staccato, where you breathe in, breath is full, but you breathe in more. 2, then you breathe in more. 3, then you breathe in more. 4, you can't breathe in more, push it, and then you breathe out. So you stack it up. And when you stack it up, you're opening the small alveoli of the lungs. And stale air accumulates in those alveoli because as we grow old, they start losing their elasticity. And when we are pushing the air back into the alveoli, we are bringing the elasticity back. Many cases of depression are just stale air which is stuck in the alveoli of the lungs. So very, very important exercise if you can open up all that. Now, we have 2 kinds of memory, shallow memory and deep memory. I meet you today, I remember your name tomorrow, shallow memory. I come to your home today, but you don't give me a cup of tea, I remember my whole life, deep memory. And deep memory is full of knots, full of open wounds, just like a open wound in my body leads to pus in the system. Similarly, I'm holding on to so many knots, and it could be knots against even the dear ones. It could be against brother, mother, father, son, relative, friend, etc., etc. And We are holding on to all this stuff. He took a little more, he gave me a little less, etc. And all this is lying inside. He insulted me. And this blocks the memory. This blocks the memory. And memory is a circulation, just like blood circulates in the physical body. Where when we die, what we are left with is our time body. And it is that in that time body that memory circulates. It is the blood of that body. But my memory is all blocked. You did this to me and he did that to me. It's all blocked. So I have to clean this memory. And unless I clean this memory, it won't circulate. Right? So, and if it won't circulate, then I will carry blocks from life after life in my time body. And those blocks will just keep on manifesting again and again. So when we do this exercise, when we breathe out forcefully like that, after stacking in for 5 times, then the memory pool of the brain, all the cells start vibrating. So I say, okay, he or she insulted me, forgive and forget. That's the end of the matter. That knot which I'm holding on to, I release that knot. And this is very important. Mr. Tavaria used to say, we have only 2 chains binding us. In one wrist, I'm wearing the bangle of memory, and in one, I'm wearing the bangle of desire. So if we can at least break one, can you imagine, is there a single minute in the day when I'm free from memory? One single minute in this 24 hours, have I worked to experience a single moment where there's no interference of memory? And this exercise is one big stepping stone towards coming to that experience where we are free of the slavery of memory. Everything is in life is memory. And you'll come and say, I went to see the Taj Mahal. And instead of appreciating your going to the Taj Mahal, I'll say, oh, I went to see the Taj Mahal 6 years ago. Right? Everything in life is, we are victims of memory, and it's so mechanical, so mechanical. So this is a very, very basic and very important exercise to come to a state where we are free of the slavery of memory. Patanjali has a sutra. He says, Smriti Parishuddho. Smriti Parishuddho, Swarupa Shunya, Artha Matra Nirbhasa. Keep pari means a parikrama, go round and round. Smriti Parishuddho, keep on cleaning your memory every day. Keep on. Smriti Parishuddho. Swarupa Shunya, the inner form will become free of all the knots it is holding. Swarupa Shunya, Artha Matra Nirbhasa. Then there will be only one aim left in life, and that is that aim to dissolve into the divine. So it looks like a simple exercise, but a very, very powerful exercise. 20 rounds will be 1 minute. We will start with 1 minute every day. The next exercise is very simple. We breathe in for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We hold the breath in the lungs for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We breathe out, emptying the lungs for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we hold the empty lungs. The breath is out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20 seconds, 1 round, 3 rounds will make a minute. So we'll do it with her. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. We did 2 rounds. When you do it at home, 3 rounds will make a minute. It's very, very simple. Mr. Tavaria used to call this the square breathing exercise. Breathe in 5, hold 5, breathe out 5, hold empty 5. Now, when we breathe in and hold for 5 seconds, for 3 seconds, the blood takes in oxygen. But when we hold the breath for 5 seconds, the blood takes in a little bit of carbon dioxide with the oxygen. So the level of carbon dioxide in our pure blood, in our, not in the impure blood, in the arterial blood, the level of carbon dioxide goes up. When this happens, the body starts sending all kinds of signals everywhere, and our level of action increases. We can work better, we can understand better. The second thing is that small amount of extra carbon dioxide in the blood, it helps to work as a natural antibiotic. Coughs, colds, fevers, things like that will stay away. But most important for this exercise is that carbon dioxide is poison for the monkey up here. So all the pranayams are based on oxygen. The pranayams are not based on oxygen. The pranayams are based on increasing the level of carbon dioxide in the body. This monkey here, he's chattering at 120 thoughts per second. We create 120 thoughts per second. So there must be some way of calming that monkey if we want to observe our thoughts, if we want to observe our emotions, if we want to observe our sensations, if we want to observe our muscles all the time. So the more we are observing the muscles, we keep our muscles as relaxed as possible. One of the things which a disciple does is he just observes the teacher. The teacher does not teach him anything. He just looks at the teacher and he understands. It is as if there are no ears needed over here for the teacher to speak and someone to listen to. Just the way the teacher relaxes into the chair, just the way he, is drinking his tea, just the way he's, reading the newspaper. And in that, the disciple absorbs the teacher. So when a person who has no thought up here, no thought means no memory, no thought means no desire. He's free from the bondage of thought, desire, and memory, then his actions take on a certain harmony, a certain rhythm in life. So I used to watch Mr. Tavaria, and it was so beautiful the way he would sit as if he's relaxing all 200 muscles of his body. He had this art of just looking at his muscles, and in that very looking, all the muscles would drop all their tension. And this is something which a disciple learns. So when we take in a little bit of carbon dioxide, this monkey calms down. For that fraction of a second, I breathe in, stop. I breathe out, stop. And we think this is just a simple exercise of breathing in and breathing out. But before we start our day in the morning, we are training this guy up here. Breathe in, stop. Breathe out, stop. I go to office. My boss is very angry on me. Breathe in, stop. Right? I come to my table. Somebody has messed up my table. Breathe in, stop. I go to the bus stop. The bus is late. Breathe in, stop. And I come home and my wife has said that there's a sandwich in the fridge. Eat it and be happy. I'm out. Breathe in, stop. no reactions in life. Simple exercise. And so as we practice this exercise, we are training this guy up here. Stop a little, stop a little. This stop in yoga is called as Nirodha, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. And there was one great Western yogi, where, I mean, I have a deep study of him. So his name was Gurdjieff. And Gurdjieff, when he was 4 years old, his grandmother was dying. And she called him and said, before I go, just one thing. Whenever you get angry in life, get angry after 24 hours. And Gurdjieff said this changed his whole life. And he built a whole series of dances and exercises. And the base of them was the stop exercise, stop. That is, like in school, we used to play statue, right? You statue, stop. And when you're in statue, then all the friends will come and somebody will come and do this in front of you. Somebody will do something else to get you out of the statue, right? But here we are talking of statue of the mind, the statue of the mind. And Gurdjieff one day was going with the 3 disciples on a picnic. And it was a hot day and they came to a meadow and they laid out a tent for Gurdjieff to relax in the meadow. And Gurdjieff was relaxing in the tent. And there was a canal nearby. And the 3 disciples, they went to swim in the canal. And from the tent, Gurdjieff shouted, stop. And the rule was you can't make yourself comfortable. If your leg is in the air, your leg is in the air. Just stop where you are. And they stopped. And at that time, somebody released water from the dam. So the level of water in the canal was rising. And when it came to here, one disciple thought maybe the guru has lost it. Better to get out. Came up here, another one walked out. But when it came up here, the 3rd one remained inside. And Gurdjieff ran from the tent, pulled him by his hair, brought him out. And he writes in his memoirs that the person who went into the water and the one who came out were 2 different people. I had experienced that inner silence, which nothing in life, which once experienced, nothing in life can take away from you. That inner peace, that inner place within ourselves, something where life cannot touch you, that inner silence. And once that is ours, nothing in life can take it away again. And so he writes in his memo, so the stop exercise. So it looks a very simple exercise, but every morning we tell our monkey, breathe in, stop, breathe out, stop. Otherwise, this monkey is always looking for an excuse. If you go to a shop and buy something and you come back home and you realize the shopkeeper has taken a little more, the monkey starts chattering in double time after that. So better to train the monkey. 6th exercise. In the 6th exercise, we take a deep breath, block the nose like this, and we push this chin into the hollow of the neck. No space over here. And we bring saliva in the mouth and we swallow our own saliva. Saliva in the mouth. Five swallows, look up, breathe out. We'll do it together. Take a deep breath. Block the nose. Push the chin down into the hollow of the neck. Swallow your own saliva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look up, release. Again, take a deep breath, block the nose, push the chin down, push it right in, no space over there. Swallow your own saliva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look up, release. One more time we'll do it. At home, do it 5 times. This is the 3rd time we're doing it. Take a deep breath, block the nose, Push the cheek down. Swallow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, release. This will increase a lot of saliva in the mouth. A person who has a dry mouth can't enjoy life. Right? You need saliva. The Vaishnavas, they say Krishna is a form of ras. And to drink that ras, the juice of Krishna, you have to learn how to do ras. Right? So that ras, the saliva in the mouth, there must be a lot of saliva in the mouth. And so this will increase the saliva. It will increase our capacity to enjoy life. You know, before we were born, the soul is searching for a body. It's searching for a mother, father. And really, there's nothing like mother and father. I mean, it's just two people have loaned the DNA so that the soul can take a physical form. It's a loan of DNA. Right? And why is it searching for a physical form? Because there is something in the physical, we can talk at some other time, which he cannot get there in the non-physical. I won't say formless, because there is a form over there, but it is not a physical form. There's no material in the form. The form is like the blueprint in the architect's mind. There is the form, but he has not filled in the material of bricks and all into that form. So you can't see the form. But with certain eyes, you can see that form. Now, when the soul takes birth, it has two main objectives of taking birth. The first is that to gather consciousness, right? That is his first aim of taking birth. And the second, it has a subsidiary. Like when we were in BA, we used to have two subjects, the main subject and the second subject. And the second subject of the soul is to enjoy life, right? A subsidiary subject. So spirituality does not mean you deny yourselves the enjoyment of life, right? So we must do this exercise. It increases our capacity to enjoy life. Of course, we forget that we came to gather consciousness and we gather gold instead. That's okay. But what do you call, the rishis used to say gold is also a form of consciousness. So maybe, who knows? So this exercise. Now, this is the area of pain. It's the area of pain. And I have accumulated so much pain since my childhood. Right? Somebody's mother and father may not be, you know, so they may be very strict mother and father, and they accumulate pain. You go to a boarding school, you accumulate pain. Right? You're bullied in class, you accumulate pain. And of course, you get married, and marriage, you have to learn to make involuntary pain into voluntary pain. That's a part of marriage. And so you accumulate pain over time. And then there's this safe deposit vault over here, can't hold on to any more pain. And so it breaks open, and then it gives us diseases like high blood pressure and things like that. Everything comes out of that pain which I've accumulated. And we must learn to digest pain. So we do this exercise, we are digesting all the accumulated pain. That if that pain is not digested, then it's going to create a lot of problems for us. So we do this simple exercise, and Yoga says that once the pain is dissolved over here, then a beautiful matter comes over here, electronic matter. It is called as Vayu. Yoga calls that as Udan Vayu. My teacher, Mr. Tavaria, used to call it as the energy of genius. Right? Then things from thoughts, then the thoughts you have early in the morning will come from other galaxies. They'll start descending into you, but you have to clean this area up first. And so this simple exercise of cleaning pain, and it's very important in life. It's very, very, very important to transform all involuntary pain into voluntary suffering. You're standing in a line for 4 hours. Don't complain. Don't find fault. Turn that involuntary pain into voluntary pain. Unless we can turn involuntary suffering into voluntary suffering, we cannot face death voluntarily. It has to be an everyday practice. You can't just say, I'll practice at the time of death. It has to be an everyday practice where every small suffering in life, we transform it from involuntary into voluntary. And when we do this simple exercise, we learn to digest pain. We learn to digest suffering. I'll give you a simple tip over here. Whatever we do in life, whatever we do in pain and suffering, it goes from linear time into eternal time. I'll try to explain this to you. I'm having a deep fever or something and my body is aching and etc., etc. And I'm complaining all the time. And I'm finding fault with all the people who are looking after me all the time. So I don't realize that when I'm in pain, whatever I do, it becomes permanent. So the habit of complaining, the habit of finding fault with other people, that habit is now becoming stronger within me. It is getting what you call nourishment. And when I do it, when I'm suffering, it becomes very powerful. It does not die when I die. It continues into another time. So any moment of suffering in life, physical suffering, emotional suffering, mental suffering, these are beautiful moments in life. And if we can transform those moments and use those moments for our meditation, use those moments to rise in consciousness, use those moments to bring one-pointedness in the mind, one-pointedness in our attention, then what can be done in a few days of suffering will take years of normal meditation, because it moves from ordinary time into eternal time. And then that habit of meditation, that habit of sitting in steadiness, that habit of one-pointed attention, it carries forward. It doesn't die with the body. We don't have to do it again. And that is why suffering is very important. It's very important in life to make involuntary suffering into voluntary suffering. I don't say go and look for suffering in life. There's enough of suffering in life. Just transform all the suffering which comes our way from not wanting it into accepting it, and accepting it with what do you call a smile and cheerfulness voluntarily. And one day we'll accept death in the same way. So these are the 6 exercises. These are the basics of Mr. Tavaria's system. Now, supporting these exercises are a few more exercises, which I'll go into, but first I want to repeat all these exercises. Right? So we'll go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we will repeat the first 3. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 2, 1. 9 minutes of continuous exercise. We'll do about half minutes, so we'll go 4, 5 minutes. Right. Someone is asking, but we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that later. Right. First exercise, chest. Please look at her and do the exercises with the music. One, two, three, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. Second exercise, stomach. Second exercise, stomach. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5. Third exercise, stretch the legs. Catch wherever you can. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. Next three without music. Fourth exercise, 1 deep breath in 5 installments. Stack them up and breathe out forcefully from the mouth. Right from the navel, breathe out. Okay, take a deep breath. Okay. Fifth exercise, breathe in 5. Hold the breath in the lungs for 5. Breathe out, emptying the lungs in 5. Hold empty 5. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Sixth exercise, take a deep breath. Lock the nose, push the chin down into the hollow of the neck. Bring saliva in the mouth, swallow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, release. Please try to push the chin right into the hollow of the neck, please. Again, take a deep breath. Block the nose, push the chin down, swallow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, release. One more time, we'll do it. Take a deep breath. Block the nose, push the chin down, swallow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up, release. Okay, now we've done the 6 exercises. Now we'll do 3, 2, 1 again. That is third, catching the legs, second, stomach, and first, chest. So we'll catch the legs again. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. Okay, second exercise, stomach. 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. First exercise, chest. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Now, these are the core exercises which Mr. Tavaria taught us right initially. Then he added some exercises which I'm going to also teach you. But before we go further, I want to say a few things which he told me in 1988. And the first was that 7 minus 1 is 0. So if we do the exercises for a week and we miss one day, we've lost the week. So then after a few months, he came out with a new rule. 30 minus 1 is 0. If you do the exercises for a month, but you missed one day, you've lost the month. And then he came out with a new rule, 365 minus 1 is 0. That if you've missed even one day in the year, you've lost the year. But I know it's the human mind, and the human mind is going to skip days at times. But try to do these exercises regularly. Punish yourself if you don't do the exercises. So the day you don't do the exercises, say, I won't have dinner. And I will only have dinner if I do 1 minute of each exercise. And in this way, we'll become regular in the exercises. So please do these exercises regularly. Please do them on an empty stomach, if possible in the morning. If you've eaten your food after 3 hours, during pregnancy, you can do them up to the 4th month, then you drop them at the 4th month. Now, if there are any questions on the exercises, please ask. Otherwise, I'll go forward from here. Gorji, I think we'll have to take one more session for the exercises. I have gone a little too slowly. I've not been able to go fast enough.
No, it's fine, Rajan Bhai. You see, absolutely, you are most welcome here and we are comfortable. So you can take as many
because there are many other exercises plus the prism exercise.
Yes.
So I want to take all of those.
So next session?
Next session, if we can, and I want to teach the rhythmic breathing also.
Yes, that will be great.
So if there are any questions today, we'll take them. And then from the next session, I'll teach the breathing and the other exercises and also the prism exercise, which is very, very important. And we will start the next session doing these exercises again. And then
we can ask a question.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Yes, sir. I wanted, am I audible now?
Yeah, please. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Sir, I only wanted to ask.
If you can give your name, we can pin you here.
I am Sunit Mishra.
Mishra ji.
Yeah. So, sir, my question is, are these series of exercises, or we can choose one or two and pick one or two, like are any of these exercises standalone exercises, or one has to do it all together?
No, you can do them as
I am particular about it because, sir, I have had a bypass and certain exercises are prohibited to me. But some of these certain exercises pertaining to breathing are prohibited to me. So, but some of these exercises, for example, exercise 4 and 5 were very good, I thought, and 1 and 2. But no, 4 I would like to exclude. The 1 and 2 and maybe the exercise which was 5th in sequence.
What I would suggest is you ask your doctor and just do whatever he tells you to do.
But any of these exercises are standalone? It is possible to do them?
You can do them standalone.
Right.
I'll just explain one simple thing. When just as there is what you call Indian yoga, there is Taoist yoga.
Right.
And Indian yoga is based on a Nadi system. Taoist yoga is based on a meridian system. And in Taoist yoga, there are 32 main meridians. And the two, what you call most important meridians are called as the governing vessel and conception vessel. Now the conception vessel, it runs from here right down here. The governing vessel, it runs from behind right up here and comes here. And here there's a gap.
Rajan Bhai, you got muted. You have got muted. I don't know how. And Mishra ji also has been. You have to unmute yourself, Rajan Bhai.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Should I repeat what I said?
Yes, that will be nice. No, just last sentence, because I think you got muted in the last sentence.
Okay. Now the governing vessel runs from the back up here, and here there's a small gap in between. Now, the Taoism says that for any disease to be in the body, these two vessels have to be blocked at a certain space. Right? So when we do these exercises, we are following the conception vessel down here. We are going through, coming around the governing vessel here. But because there's a gap here, and that gap is only filled by pushing your tongue up into the mouth, we go back and do 3, 2, 1, coming up the conception vessel over here. So it clears this. But so in a way, it takes care of all diseases. But you can ask your doctor. And this thing. I was once demonstrating these exercises, and somebody asked from the crowd that after a bypass, when can we start these exercises? And I said that I think you should ask your doctor, but I suppose 3 months. And there was this, what do you call, cardiothoracic surgeon sitting right behind me who used to know Mr. Tavaria very well. And his name is Pavan Kumar. And he's in Lilavati. So he shouted from there, Rajan, not 3 months, vigorously after 24 hours. So, I mean, that's what he's, but I suppose you could ask your doctor. And,
thank you. Thank you so much.
And whichever one you can do, right? I'm going to give some more exercises next time. So I'm very sorry. I went very slow, I think, this time. I just...
No, Rajan Bhai is perfectly all right, because at a faster pace might have, sort of spaced out people, some of our friends. And as you noticed, many of us are senior citizens. Anybody else?
I have a question. May I ask Rajan Bhai?
Sir, Mr. Shukla has raised his hand, so
Yes,
we will
please.
give a chance to Mr. Shukla first.
Yes.
Yep.
Rajan Bhai, my name is Captain Shukla.
Right.
Now, my question is that when I tried this, now since you're talking of age, well, I'm 74. I've completed 74. Sitting on the floor and stretching the leg forward, I'm not able to keep my back straight. And similarly, obviously, I can't stretch forward and hold my toes. It's barely up to, let's say, knees, I can reach my hand and hold. And of course, the back remains rather kind of stretched and not all that comfortable. So is there some solution to that?
Yeah. Can you keep your legs straight, or you can't keep the legs straight?
I can keep the legs straight with effort.
Yeah. Okay. What you can do is take support of the wall, right? And wrap a hanky around your legs, napkin around your legs. She'll show you. We just put the video on Nikita. She'll show you. Take a towel or napkin, right? And stretch till whatever place you can stretch. Right? And do the exercises.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And if you, every time you do it, if you can push a little against the towel over a period of time, the leeway will increase a little.
Thank you.
Captain in the army, sir?
I was captain in the army. Later on, I was Mr. Gaur's colleague.
Achha.
And
I've taught these exercises in the Pentagon.
Oh, great.
In 2015, I was invited by the Pentagon.
Yeah. So I knew Soli Bhai also, thanks to Mr. Gaur. He used to take me, and I met him more than once, several times actually.
Very good. Excellent. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anagha wants to come in.
Yes, we can pin her.
Yes. I can't. Because the video is not on, so I cannot.
She's
Anagha's video is on.
Yes, yes. Now it is.
Hello. Good evening, sir. I'm Anagha Shahane. Sir, while doing the exercises, the sixth exercise where you said we have to swallow the saliva, but when I was touching my chin to the throat, I was not able to swallow it actually. So I was going wrong somewhere.
No, you're not going wrong. You're okay. You take a glass of water, put a little.
Okay.
Yeah. For a few days. For a few days, use a little water, and then you won't need the water. After a few days, you won't need the water.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
All the best.
Rajan Bhai, I can tell you that Anagha has gone through a difficult health challenge, and she was having herpes in the eye.
He has to open up this area.
Yeah. So that is what is constricting.
Right. Aarti ji, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, I am asking exercise 1, 2, and 3 we have to do for 30 times.
36 times each.
36.
The rhythm repeats 36 times in a minute.
Okay, 36 times. And fourth one, 20 times.
20 times.
20. And fifth one, fifth, sixth, seventh, fifth, sixth.
Fifth is 20 seconds, 1 round. So 3 rounds is 1 minute.
3 rounds. Okay.
And this is like 1. So you do 5 rounds of this.
Okay, 5 rounds. Thank you. Thank you.
I think we will get in touch with Ketav and get these listed and post it in our group so that people can all refer to this.
And there's an app also, so Ketav will help you.
Ketav has given the link. Yes.
Yeah.
So everybody can see that Ketav has posted the link of the app which is there where you can get everything, including the music.
Right.
Anybody else wants to ask a question?
Or you want
Please
to
come
share
in.
any experience? Or?
So you are talking to me?
No.
Okay.
I am telling everybody else. Or else you can share your experience of today. Hema went to Sherry house today.
Oh.
Nice. So Hema, you are most welcome.
Yes, sir. Namaste, sir. I'm Hema here. So, it बहुत क्यूरियोसिटी थी मेरे को कि जहाँ सोली भाई रहते हैं मुझे वो घर देखना है since I am posted in Mumbai right now. So yesterday we were talking, sir and me were talking, and I asked sir कहाँ रहते थे sir, where is that house and who is there in the house? तो sir ने मुझे एड्रेस WhatsApp पे मैसेज किया, and today being a special day, so I said why not today only. So I went there. एंड एक दो जगह घंटी मार के मैंने पूछा क्योंकि मुझे पता नहीं था कि वो किस फ्लोर पे रहते हैं. सो आई वेंट. 2-3 पारसी फीमेल्स थी. तो सोली भाई तो अब नहीं है और अम्मा भी नहीं है, लेकिन वो ऊपर 5वें माले पे रहते थे. सो आई वेंट देयर, आई सॉ द हाउस एंड स्टूड देयर फॉर अ मिनट और 2 एंड आई कुड हियर द वर्ड्स दीकरा. एंड देन व्हेन आई वाज अबाउट टू climb down the stairs, I was feeling filled with lot of emotions, little teary-eyed. And then I called God sir on a video call so that he could see the house he has visited so many times. It was a wonderful experience. So everything is still the same way, the old lift, wooden stairs, everything.
No, when we used to go, the lift was not functional and it had not been functional for many years. So we had to really make our pilgrimage climbing up the stairs.
I also climbed. I did not catch the lift. I climbed up all the stairs. So it was a beautiful experience.
There used to be an Irani restaurant downstairs. And if you came with a heart patient and you phoned sir from down,
okay,
and this patient is there down, and of course the heart patient can't climb up 6 floors.
Yes.
So he would come running down, beat him, go back up, and then you would go up and collect his medicine. So I mean, he would just run up and down those 6 floors.
Yeah. But it was a very nice experience. Yes. Thank you, sir.
So no more questions?
I was talking to Ketav today.
Ji, Rajan.
Would you like to keep a talk on death? What is death? How to prepare for death?
Yes,
what
why
we
not?
should know about the mechanism of death.
Wonderful.
Because, as you said, there are a lot of senior citizens. So, next time I'll take the exercises.
Yes.
And then the week after that, we'll talk about death before we go into any other subject.
Okay. Okay. So, and then would you like to, tell people about the music or lead them into some kind of a meditation?
Okay, we'll do meditation with the music next time. I'll just do a 5-minute, 10-minute meditation.
Oh, wonderful.
Please close your eyes. We'll first run through the body. We'll relax the body using attention. We'll start with the soles of our feet. Run your attention through the soles of the feet. Relax the soles. The 2 ankles. There's a lot of tension in the ankles, so relax the ankles. The calf muscles. The knees. The thighs. Move through both the legs. If you find tension anywhere, relax it. Take your attention to the navel and relax the area below the navel, the stomach below the navel, the abdomen below the navel. Go above the navel, relax the stomach above the navel. Sense the solar plexus area. Very, very important to have a sensitivity of the solar plexus area. Take your attention in the back, relax the back. Roll the attention throughout the back, relax the back. Go through the backbone from up to down as if you're relaxing each and every vertebra and cartilage. Very important. Feel the whole back. Relax the chest. The 2 shoulders, a lot of tension in the shoulders. Relax the 2 shoulders. Move through the 2 hands, right from the fingers and thumb to the shoulders, both the hands. Stop at the elbows, a lot of tension in the elbows. Relax the elbows. Relax the neck. Loosen the jawbone. A lot of anger is in the 2 screws of the jawbone. Loosen the jawbone. Relax the chin. The 2 lips. There's a lot of tension in the lips. Relax the lips. Move into the mouth, the tongue, the teeth, the gums. Within the mouth, take your attention to the top of the mouth. It's very important, this area. Sense this area and relax it. The 2 cheeks, a lot of tension in the cheeks. Relax the cheeks. The 2 nostrils. The 2 ears, move from out to in. The ears are very long inside. Inner ear, outer ear, both the ears. Relax the ears. Relax the back of the head as if you're moving through the brain cells. Relax each cell of the brain. Go into the top of the head. Relax the head. The forehead. The 2 eyes and around the eyes. There's a lot of tension around the eyes. Relax the area around the eyes. Go through your body once, and if you feel tension anywhere, relax it. Between the two eyebrows, try to visualize a black flame. This black flame is Krishna. This black flame is a witness to everything that happens. Just try to hold the black flame between the two eyebrows. We'll awaken the energy of sensitivity. We'll start with the 5 senses. The first is smell. Try to visualize the fragrance of a rose flower without seeing the rose. Just the fragrance in the nostrils. Don't see the rose. The fragrance of sandalwood. We'll go to taste. There's vanilla ice cream on your tongue. Feel the vanilla ice cream, its taste on your tongue. Hold it there. Form. You're sitting on the beach. The sun is setting in the sea. Try to see the sun with all its colors, the moving sun as it slowly sets into the ocean. Touch. You're sitting on the sand, feel the sand. The wind is blowing against you, feel the wind. You dip your feet in the waters of the sea, feel the wetness of your feet. Sound, hear the birds going back home. And somewhere there is an eternal Omkar, always ringing. Try to hear it. Try to move from the outer ear to the inner ear. As it is ringing outside, it is within us too. Feel the body totally relaxed. As if the body is an emptiness. In that emptiness, bring your presence. I occupy the body. I am in the body. Just as you occupy a hotel room for 2 days, occupy your body. Try to bring 2 separate sensitivities. The sensitivity of the body, which is a little gross, and the sensitivity of I in the body, which is a little subtle. Try to hold both the sensitivities together. I am in the body. But the body has a different sensitivity, and the feeling of myself has a different sensitivity. The body is a part of time. I am a part of eternity. This eye has seen so many bodies come and go. Try to hold that eye. Try to hold that presence. Just as when we were in school, somebody called our name in the roll call, and for a fraction of a second, we became present. Hold that presence in the body. Feel your breathing. Feel your presence. Try to hold both together, the feeling of breath, the feeling of I am. Let us hold these two both together for 1 minute. We still have a greater part of the evening. Whatever we do from here, try to hold your presence. You're eating your food, hold your presence. You're talking to someone, hold your presence. You go for a walk, hold your presence. Presence is God. Presence comes from above. The body comes from below. Keep practicing the holding of presence. I'll stop over here. Thank you. I'll hand it over to you, sir.
Yeah. I'll give them another 2 minutes to really keep to the state of silence within. And it's a silence full of awareness. With closed eyes, gradually bring your awareness to your environment, the room where you may be sitting. Start becoming more aware of the body and the breath. Take a few deep breaths. And when you are ready, you may gently open your eyes. Now, if you want, you can rub your hands against each other, rub the palms of your hands against each other, and place them on your eyes and let the energy percolate down. And caress the muscles of your face. Feel the pranic energy running through. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. In fact, there is a car horn that is bringing us out. So, thank you, Rajan Bhai. I mean, it's a formal term, but I think when gratitude wells up in the heart, there are no words that are enough. And it was really wonderful to have you with us today. And we'll look forward to the other sessions too.
Yes,
And,
with God's grace, next week, sir.
Yes, and there was a great deal of presence. I could feel Soli Bhai's grace showering, and throughout this session, there was this great energy throbbing in the chest area, and it felt as if a lot of knots which were present there were dissolved today, as far as I am concerned.
Thank you, sir.
And it was really, really wonderful. And we'll end the session with in the usual way with the mantra. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai.